our first podcast. Well, it's technically our second. We did one, it was like 20 years ago. No big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it was just whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're listening to this, thank you for being here. We have been
and my condolences.
We've been wanting to make a podcast for a long time, and I've been trying to just get my life together, and you know, things happen, COVID and such. But I'm glad I'm here, and with me, I'm Paul, by the way. I'm a video editor and actor.
And I'm Dan.
And this is Dan. Dan, what do you do?
Just sarcasm. Just all sarcasm all the time.
Man, I didn't know you could get paid for that.
You can, especially if you don't wear pants.
Oh man, that takes me back. Okay, so we were thinking about. Well, I was thinking about what would be cool to talk about, and I love movies. I love comics. I love TV shows. I know you do as well, Dan. I know that's not exactly your lifestyle. Like, it's not something you constantly do, but it's definitely something that is in the forefront of your mind throughout, you know, the year. And what I think will be fun is kind of going through the new things that have come out or things that are going to come out and kind of seeing your reaction. I think that would be a lot of fun. And, you know, just pick your brain on some stuff that maybe you've seen or read and, you know, go from there.
Word.
Okay. So this is July 30th. We have a list of things we're going to go through. We also don't have a name for this podcast because we're amateurs and we don't know what we're doing yet. So
we should just totally call it Untitled.
Untitled podcast.
Story.
I bet you somebody out there's got Untitled podcast.
Well, damn.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. Sucks.
You know what? You know what we could do?
What?
We could run Untitled for right now, and then we could kind of take a poll, see what we should call it.
Yeah, we just gotta have people
kind of crowdfund our crowdsource our name.
We just need somebody to vote. We gotta get people to vote. If there's only like 3 people listening to the podcast, then that might be a pretty quick vote. And but you know,
that's 2 out of 3.
We'll build up to it. Hopefully, this is the first of many. I would like to record on my own, but I guess I'm just getting my feet wet, and it's nice to have you on this adventure with me, Dan, to kind of get my sea legs, so to speak. And right. I don't know why there's so many.
You're the king of the world.
Oh God, yeah. I actually recently watched Titanic again for the first time in a while. I don't know what prompted me to do that. I guess I got into a James Cameron like mood. But you know, the effects are, you know, they're fine or whatever. But no, they're great. Okay. They're great for the time. They're really great for the time. I think that a lot of things are really great. Like the miniatures that they made are freaking amazing. And it's really cool. But then you see stuff of like crowds and people walking on the ship, and it's like, oh no.
So what you're telling me is those effects just don't hold up?
Well, I mean,
they just don't float.
You know, you've taken dad jokes to a new level. Like, I'm not even that level. We're gonna call them Dan jokes from now on because they're just on its own level. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I'm okay with that. Let's do it.
Oh, that hurt. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, Dan, you and I, we went to ComicCon many years ago, many moons. I would say we were in our early 20s, and we had a blast. It was, at the time, relatively easy to get in. I don't remember having that much issue to getting a ticket or just showing up to Comic-Con. Times they had
I think that was back in gosh, 2004?
2004, 2005, yeah, around there. And Comic-Con blew up after that. I remember going another time, maybe the next year or the following year after that, but it was after that it became almost impossible to even get in. It seemed like, anyway.
Yeah.
I have been following some of the things coming out of Comic-Con, the bigger things, and have you heard of what happened at Comic-Con or what was released? Anything that piqued your interest?
Well, I mean, I've pulled up a few things. There have, like some trailers and stuff like that, and oh man, there are definitely a few things that I want to touch on. Did you want me to go ahead and start swinging?
Yeah, I got a couple of things here, but I'm very limited on what I put down because I know there's certain things that you might want to talk about. So yeah, let's go with the first thing that comes to your brain. What's like the most exciting thing to come out of Comic-Con for you?
Dungeons and Dragons, honor among
I did
thieves.
not put Dungeons and Dragons on my list, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I was like
Dude,
really impressed with that trailer, and I don't have any. Sorry, the cops are sirens are being pulled up. I'm in LA, so it's always
cool. They're coming for me.
Yeah, it's constantly GTA up in here. The thing about the Dungeons and Dragons game and world is I never grew up playing the game. I don't know the ins and outs of it. All I know is this trailer got me excited and it looks fun. And I know some people wanted more of a probably Game of Thrones vibe type of thing, but I just
that's just not Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, there you go. That's
just not what it is.
That's what I've heard from other people I follow, and I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with having fun with something. It doesn't have to be so serious all the time.
Do you remember whenever they made the first Dungeons and Dragons movie? Have you seen that?
I saw clips, and I did not.
Oh man, if you want to go on an adventure,
did you watch the entire movie?
Boredom. I did.
Oh.
I watched it shortly after it came out, not in theater, but I watched it at home, and I remember sitting there feeling like my eyeballs were bleeding. I can't remember who is the main enemy in that. Like,
wasn't it like John Malkovich or? No, it was Jeremy Irons. Wasn't it?
That was Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons.
He was the best part of that whole movie. Like there are certain parts like where he goes. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
That was my only saving grace in that whole movie is I got a kick out of every time he was on screen. But other than that, the rest of it felt like I was plucking my eyeballs out with tweezers.
Oh, that's
it was
great.
just so rough.
Yeah.
But watching this trailer, oh my god.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, Regé Jean Page, it's got Michelle Rodriguez. Like it's got a whole bunch of people in it that are noticeable.
Yeah.
For a long time, I didn't know what Regé Jean Page, and I'm sure I'm butchering it. I always just call him Bridgerton.
Mr. Bridgerton, that's his name. That was his name.
Mr. Bridgerton.
That was his name on the show. Yes.
No, he was the Duke, dude.
No, I know. We're just gonna call him Mr. Bridgerton. I think that's funnier.
Yeah. So it's got Bridgerton in it.
No, he's
great.
He's amazing. I actually was really wanting him to play the next James Bond. That's my preference, but who knows where they're going with that. But I saw him in The Gray Man, which, it was a fun movie. It wasn't perfect or anything, but he's always a treat to watch. I mean, he's great. He's good at what he does. He's charming even when he's a bad guy. But yeah.
We should totally just spend some time and pick The Gray Man apart, because I have to say I had so much fun watching that movie.
Good.
A lot more fun than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Simply because it's got Captain America and boyfriend material. I mean, come on. That's amazing.
The trash stash was perfect for Chris Evans.
It really was. And I think that he's been playing good guys like Captain America for so long that he's just thrown himself into like a bad guy kick, and I love every second of it.
Him and Knives Out. I mean, just brilliantly great as the bad guy. But going back to Dungeons and Dragons, Chris Pine, I've been following his career since what was that movie called? The Smoking Aces. Like, I've loved Chris.
Oh yeah,
I've loved Chris Pine.
He was amazing in that movie.
And then he became Captain Kirk, which I've just recently watched the first Star Trek reboot film, which was great. I've always been a fan of his, and he looks like he's going to be fun. I love Michelle Rodriguez. The entire cast looks like they're going to be just great. And I read this article about Hugh Grant saying, that he had a ton of fun playing this role, and I can tell. I think that, it looked like the little footage I could find of well, there's some out there, but the little footage that I've seen of the cast at Comic-Con, they look like they really got along and had fun making this. So
and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I am super stoked about that movie.
Yeah.
So there is one thing I wanted to throw out there that's on my list.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Oh, good one. Good one. What did you think about that?
Is it? I looked at the trailer and everything, and I just kind of went, like,
not for you?
Like, I just, meh.
Well,
and not even like an emphatic meh.
Well,
like I just don't know what to think of it. Like, if you want Lord of the Rings, you gotta, like, I'm gonna still watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna give it a fair shake. But if you want Lord of the Rings, you gotta watch Lord of the Rings.
Well,
not a.
Well, to me, it's a prequel, so you're not getting any of the characters from the first movies, except for like younger versions of the elves and things like that. But I see. Here's the thing I'm coming from is like I saw the trailers for Lord of the Rings, the original Fellowship of the Ring. I didn't know anything about Lord of the Rings, and I didn't care. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll check that out. It just didn't do anything for me because, as somebody who didn't know anything about the story or characters, it just didn't appeal to me for some reason. And I must have seen that movie 6 times in the theater. Like, it was...
Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful movie.
It was a modern Star Wars.
I don't mean to disparage anything. It's just... Yeah. This feels like it's kind of working towards, like, the creation of the One Ring. Maybe we're going to see, the beginning of Sauron?
Yeah.
And as kind of a side story, I want to see what he's like before he decides, like, screw it, I'm just going to go evil. I want to see him, standing there, like with just a single mutton chop or like, mutton for one, and he's peeling the cellophane off and sighing a sigh of sadness in front of the microwave, like, wow. I want to see him like just some skinny little white dude, just like, hey,
Wait, did you see the pic? Wait, that's so specific. I don't know why you went there, but
I'm painting a picture. I'm world building.
This is D&D. So
roll a 20, crit sadness.
I don't know if you saw the picture of Sauron, what he looks like.
No,
he's in the trailer actually. There's a joke going around that he looks like Eminem because he's got like bright blonde hair, the shortcut and.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So there's people doing like memes of Sauron rapping or whatever. So
if you had one ring,
yeah, one opportunity, yeah. So
would you take it?
It's funny, but I will say this: I am excited about Lord of the Rings. I think it is literally. I don't know if you know this, Dan, the most expensive made TV show ever. Like they are putting all their money, all the money into this show. So. I'm not...
for now, until they make my biography.
Until they make your biography, yes. Until then, this is the most expensive TV show ever. So, Lord of the Rings, I'm excited, but I tell you what I'm more excited about. And this might be...
What's that?
I'm biased because I have read the book. Game of Thrones prequel, The House of the Dragon. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that. I honestly don't know if you follow... Did you finish the show, the original show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished all of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I just didn't finish Breaking Bad.
Really? I don't.
Yes, really.
All right, well, we're gonna have to stop this podcast and.
What's that? I'm fired.
First episode, I got fired
hear a
halfway
pink
through.
Slip being jammed through the phone.
Dan was fired 15 minutes into the podcast. So, The House of the Dragon is a prequel to Game of Thrones. Takes place, I think, I want to say 200 years before the events of the first episode. So it's a lot of the House Targaryens and what they went through. Honestly, it looks fantastic, and I don't think they're going to screw this one up. I personally liked the last season of Game of Thrones. It was rushed. I admit that, and I understand where people are coming from with their biases against it. I understand that. I enjoyed it, because I know in the back of my head I'm like, the book's going to come out and it's going to be better. It's like an alternate universe kind of thing. It doesn't bother me as much, I guess, because
that's exactly right. I mean, there's so many changes from the book to Game of Thrones as it is. It's not the same exact source material.
No, you can't fit everything in. It's impossible. So after season 5...
but making one small change turns into a huge change by the time you're in the last season.
It's a chain reaction. You're right. But with this story, they're bringing back some of the greatest creators of Game of Thrones, some of the best directors, some of the... George R. R. Martin is involved in this. And it's there's a book out called Fire and Blood that is told from the point of view of the maesters of that time period, or a certain time period of where they were maesters of the Red Keep and the actual Targaryen kings of the time. And it's a fascinating book, and it's going to be really cool to see that play out, because it's building up to, and it won't happen this season, but the war that was called the Dance of the Dragons, which was basically what destroyed all the dragons that were on, besides maybe a few. And that's why there's no dragons anymore, because there's this war that breaks out between the Targaryens, and they go into two factions and over the throne, and they kill each other. It's really fascinating. I love that kind of stuff. I think going in that political intrigue and with the fantasy element being, so grounded is going to be really fun to watch. I don't know. Are you excited to see anything with that? I mean, Matt Smith is playing the lead Targaryen, so that's something.
Yeah, I gotta say, I am pretty excited to see it.
Yeah.
I just don't really know a whole lot about it, but there's something that I think everybody really needs to know about me. I tend to have a very sheltered view when it comes to film and movies. I don't want to know a lot, simply because, and I'm going to directly reference Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie. I already can't remember what it's called. Something Home.
Oh, No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home. Thank you. No way I'll remember. But I postulated a while ago, I theorized on the phone with you, that, hey, wouldn't it be cool if they just brought all the Spider-Man back? And it's because I started listening things and started watching, kind of like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Rey was a Palpatine? Every time I start really paying attention,
you're the reason that happened.
Being able to build. Hey, you know what? I just gave them a call.
Do you want to ruin Star Wars? I got some ideas for you.
What can I say? I just like ruining things. But I don't tend to watch a lot of the promotional material because I'm worried that it's going to give something away. They tend to build something up. And I learned this through all the new Star Wars trilogy, between Force Awakens and, Rise of Skywalker. I just can't watch the promotional material without starting to piece things together. And I want to be able to sit there and feel surprised. I want to feel that wonder. I don't want them to use some of their promotional material to try to hype people up, because it's going to give a lot away. It takes some of that mystery and joy out of it. It doesn't feel like Christmas morning.
I see what you mean. And that's something I question for myself, because I tend to watch a lot of theory videos from new rock stars and other places that I just kind of get me excited for the content that I'm going to watch. But at the same time, they theorize something, and if it comes true, then I've kind of spoiled myself. Even though they're not really spoiling it for me, you can put two and two together.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been considering just kind of backing off on that for future stuff, because I want to build up anticipation for myself as well. I would say, though, trailers and things like that, lately they've been doing better with not giving away too much, and I'm happy about that. If you watch the House of the Dragon trailers, I don't think they're giving away too much. I think they're actually saving a lot of good stuff for the show. And I've looked at spoiler-free reviews, and even though I know everything because I've read the book, because I've read the books, I don't feel like they're going to give too much away because they're expanding on a lot of stuff that was not in the book. Because even though you're getting this information from a maester, it's, kind of just diluted down into that information as opposed to the actual thing that happened. And they can expand on that for a whole season and say it's a chapter first season. They could do that. But either way, I'd like to move on to something else because Game of Thrones is great, but I could talk about it all night. Did you see anything about the DC panel?
Are we talking about a certain Black Adam?
We are, but I'm also including other things, but that's specifically that because there's other things to talk about. But did you see the trailer or anything? Did you watch?
I did break down and I watched a portion of the trailer and I saw Hawkman.
Yeah. Hawkman looks great.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal.
Dude, Dr. Fate, Pierce Bronson, come on.
I know, like I'm glad they didn't give it away as like super heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Because you had to kind of really pay attention and put it together. Like he is DC's Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Like, and it's Pierce Brosnan. I mean, come on, that's like James Bond back in the day.
That's James Bond. Yeah. So he's Bond. It's like Daniel Craig playing a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but it's. Yeah. What did you think of the trailer?
I loved the trailer. I thought it was great. I loved what they did with the Black Adam. I think that the only person that I ever really could see playing that role was Dwayne Johnson. Mm-hmm. Simply because it's almost like after a while you think about it enough, like think Superman, you think Henry Cavill, right?
Yeah. Well,
I still think he did a phenomenal job, but before everybody gets their pitchforks and torches out, I enjoyed Man of Steel.
Well, a lot of people were wanting Henry Cavill to come back for ComicCon, and there was even a rumor going around on, I think it was Deadline. They said that there was a big rumor that Henry Cavill was coming back. So a lot of fans came up and said, or they online they were posting Henry Cavill returning, and it didn't happen. So it was a
see, now that kind of promotional stuff, that misdirection, I can get behind that.
I bet. Well, you just like seeing people in pain.
Some producers like watching the world burn.
Yeah. I'm excited for Black Adam, but the thing that poked at my brain when I was watching this was, or the whole thing unfold, which was cool that The Rock showed up in Black Adam garb, and there was really cool stuff that happened, but nothing about the Flash. And I don't know if you've been following what's happening with that.
I have.
Oh my God.
I have. How can you miss it?
Yeah, I know. It's a Kobayashi Maru. Warner Brothers has I don't think they have any idea what to do about this situation, and I do not envy them. I don't know what I would do, because they're in a no-win scenario. They released this film with someone as controversial as Ezra Miller in the foreground. That's gonna be bad. I don't know.
Yep.
But they showed a clip of the Flash at one point during the Shazam trailer, and it covered his face, and I was just like, yeah, I guess we're just gonna pretend like that's not happening.
The whole they released the Flash, but the whole movie, it's just somebody else's face CGI'd on.
It's funny because people were talking about doing that. They're like, oh, we should just put Grant Gustin's face on him throughout the entire movie. I'm like, do you know how ridiculously, not only expensive that would be, but how stupid that would look? You talk about Superman's
You know what?
mustache?
Steer into the skid. There's nothing else you can do. You just
look.
You either got to eat the cost and scrap the movie,
Either you scrap
or
yeah.
or you find a way to digitally enhance Ezra Miller out of that movie. And I call it an enhancement because Ezra Miller is human trash right now.
You know, I just don't think he can. This is like, okay, do you remember when Kevin Spacey was in that film by Ridley Scott, All the Money in the World?
No, I don't.
Okay, he wasn't in it, but there was a trailer released with his face in it. I mean, he was actually in the film as Paul Getty. And after everything went down, Ridley Scott immediately cut him out of the film and put Christopher Plummer in his place, reshot all of his scenes. Now, that sounds like something you could do. But the problem is Christopher Plummer was in maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes of the movie. I didn't see the movie, so I can't gauge. But you're talking about Ezra Miller. Not only is he playing the main character in the entire film, he's playing a double of himself in the film. So you're going to have to replace two of him in the movie. I'm just like, this is impossible. It's not going to happen. So here's what...
Oh, well...
Yeah. So...
I was just going to say that, I mean, it's a no-win. You just take that movie out back behind the woodshed.
But it's like you're getting a loss, right? Either way.
Yes.
Either way, it's a loss. Anyway... The next thing I wanted to talk about was the Marvel panel. Unless you got some more DC panel stuff to talk about. I know the Shazam trailer.
Nope, just more Ezra Miller bashing.
Yeah,
but
that was the thing that really stood out to me. But I love the Shazam trailer too. I'm a big fan of the first movie. But
I did catch the Shazam.
Yeah. I've been a Shazam fan for a long time, but I think that's going to be great. It looks fun. Probably as good as the first movie. If you weren't a fan of that, then you're probably not going to like it, but whatever. So moving on, because we're almost at 30 minutes. Marvel released a ton of stuff, and not only new trailers for upcoming releases, but also the names of Phase 5 and 6 releases.
So you're telling me that Marvel finally decided to step out of the House of Mouse and look at the world?
Well, I think what they're doing is I think the world of Marvel is its own thing. I know they're under Disney and they got some things they have to follow, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Kevin Feige is the guy. He's the head honcho of what's happening. And what he says goes.
So can I mean, since we're talking about Marvel, can I go ahead and just come out swinging?
Yeah, swing away.
Charlie Cox coming back.
Dude, Daredevil.
And if anybody doesn't know who that is, yeah, Daredevil
Born Again, 18 episodes.
Yep.
18 episodes.
In spring of 2024.
Oh my God, man.
That's going to be amazing.
I don't know if you saw the She-Hulk trailer, but
I did not.
A certain Daredevil man shows up in that trailer. Just saying.
Nope, spoilers. Now I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, no. You got to watch it. No, the trailer for She-Hulk was really fun. I know a lot of people are not crazy on the CGI, but for TV, I'm getting behind it. It looks better every time I see it. And the banter between the Hulk and She-Hulk is priceless. And it's just fun to watch them go back and forth. And it's very tongue-in-cheek. There's even some fourth wall breaking via, like Deadpool type of stuff with She-Hulk, which she did in the comics. So it's very much that. And the fact that Daredevil's showing up on the show, since she's a lawyer, I mean, it just all kind of coalesces really well. I'm very excited for that show.
I am super excited.
Yeah.
I just want to toss that out there. I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah.
It's just, I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't seen anything. You know what? I may be like the worst person to talk about all this.
No, it's, it's an interesting perspective because to me, it's like I'm revealing new information to people that may not know as well, that also listen to the podcast. So it's not just you. Maybe there's other people out there that, don't know this stuff.
That's a lie. There's no one out there. It's all me.
Look, shut up. No. Okay, so we got She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. I'm just going to run through these because this is going to take forever if we talk about every single one. And
Yep, go for it.
all right,
Shotgun.
Secret Invasion with Samuel Jackson returning as Nick Fury. Amelia Clark's showing up in there too. We don't know who she's playing. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. They actually showed a trailer there. Has Kang the Conqueror in it as the villain.
Kang. I can't wait.
And Bill Murray is in it. I don't know who he's
as
playing.
what, a Ghostbuster?
Yeah, I don't know. Quantum Buster. No.
Quantum.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They did show a trailer, and we're getting a baby Rocket. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to get like backstory on him, and it's going to be the final James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which is really exciting. Probably my favorite thing to come out of the Marvel panel was Black Panther Wakanda Forever's trailer, which was not only super moving about Chadwick Boseman because they, in the trailer, I don't know if you saw the trailer, did you?
I did not.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to deal with it completely in the film, but it looks like they're definitely going to be bringing that to the forefront of the loss of T'Challa and the loss of Chadwick. So it's going to be very moving. Namor is going to be in it. He looks fantastic.
It's about time. They've only been talking about him forever.
Yeah. So we're finally getting Namor. He looks fantastic. We actually get to see his birth in the trailer, so it's crazy. It looks underwater. So check that out if you get a chance. Echo, which is a spinoff of Hawkeye, which was it was a fun show. It got better over time. Echo was a pretty fun character. She was, I believe she was deaf, and she was like a really great fighter. I really enjoyed her character, especially when Kingpin showed up.
I did enjoy Hawkeye a lot.
Yeah. Did or didn't? Sorry.
I did.
Did. Good. Okay. Loki Season 2, which I personally love the hell out of Loki.
Finally.
I love that show so much.
That was amazing.
Love that show so much. Blade, which will be coming in November.
Wait, who's playing Blade?
Mahershala Ali.
Sweet.
He played, actually, he was one of the villains in Luke Cage, the Netflix TV series.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm really excited for that. And I think Kit Harington from Game of Thrones is coming back to be his character from Eternals in Blade. So both of them will be basically, I think Blade will be a mentor to Kit Harington. I think that's what they're going for, but I could be completely wrong about that.
Blade could be a lot of fun. I enjoyed the original trilogy. I just thought it was just a fun comic book movie.
I thought the first two were amazing. I thought the third one was trash.
Well, let's agree to agree.
Okay. Next one's Ironheart, which is Riri Williams, the character who's kind of she's kind of like Tony Stark. She's very smart. Makes her own armor. There's even a scene in the Black Panther trailer where it shows her making her armor for the first time, and looks very much like Tony Stark, banging on the metal. It looks great. I think Ironheart's going to be fun to watch. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which is the returning...
That'll be fun.
Yeah, she's the returning character from the WandaVision series.
WandaVision.
Yeah. Catherine Hahn, she's amazing. Sure, great. Daredevil Born Again. We've already talked about that. Going to be fantastic. Captain America: New World Order, which I really liked Sam Wilson as Captain America. I don't have a problem with that. I just I don't know anything beyond that. I think it's going to be good. I really want Bucky to return, so that'd be cool. Thunderbolts, which I have been a Thunderbolts fan forever. I don't know if you know anything about that. Do you know Thunderbolts?
I don't, but I didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy, but here we are.
Exactly.
So
Thunderbolts is really...
That'll be fun.
So Thunderbolts originally was a team of heroes that turn out to be supervillains in disguise. So they're run by Baron...
Oh, kind of like the boys.
Kind of. They're more like they have this dastardly plan where Baron Zemo brings them together to basically trick the public into believing that they're heroes. He has a plan.
Oh my God, you've talked about that before.
Yes. So
A lot.
I really think that's going to be fun. I'm very excited.
Oh, that's
going to
be sick.
Yeah. The biggest one, which I think they're personally going to. This is one that is so close to my heart, and I want them to do it right. And I think Marvel will. Fantastic Four. Now, they haven't released who's playing the Fantastic Four yet. And that's something, or directing it, actually, since John Watts is no longer directing it.
You think they're going to bring back John Krasinski?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I kind of hope they don't. I kind of want it to be a one-off for him because it was more of a fan casting type of thing. But if they did bring him back, I wouldn't complain. I'd be okay with it. I just think it kind of doesn't get me as excited if I already know who the cast member is. I kind of want to just be surprised, And I think the Fantastic Four, cast will be released at Disney. I forget the Disney Con that they got coming up. It's like a couple of months away, but they're going to release, I think, who's playing the Fantastic Four. Now, here's the biggest ones that I think you're going to basically pass out from just exhaustion at this point. They are releasing 2 Avengers movies in the same year. 2025 in May and 2025 November 7th. First one's called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Yep.
And Avengers: Secret Wars.
Oh, they're doing Secret Wars.
Yeah. And
that's going to be wonderful.
And that's everything to come out of ComicCon and a Marvel panel. And that
okay, so
yeah.
I was just going to say really quick, since we've come to the end of the Marvel section, I just wanted to throw out kind of a little treat for everyone. So everybody knows Captain America. They know, they're very familiar with the guy that plays Captain America, Chris Evans, right?
I would assume so.
So if you haven't watched it yet, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't gone through the journey of discovery on this, several years ago there was a kind of a parody movie on teen movies.
Are you talking about not another teen movie?
And all that. I am. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, just go watch the trailer. Just as soon as you're done listening to this, I want you to write it. Grab a pen, write it on your hand. Not another teen movie, and go watch that.
That's a classic.
Be careful.
I've actually seen.
You don't want to get it mixed up with any adult content, but you want to go watch that trailer on YouTube.
Yeah, just don't.
It is hilarious, and you'll never look at Captain America the same way again if he ever holds a banana.
I got 2 words: banana split. So
I don't like Sundays.
This actually goes.
It's a banana split.
This goes perfect into the next segment we're going to call Recently Watched. And we're just going to talk about
we're
going to talk about shit we've recently watched. So, is there something that's been just like, something you've recently watched that you're just like, oh my God, I got to talk about this?
Okay, so Gray Man. we touched on this lightly, and I cannot, sing its praises enough. I love that movie. And I walked into it knowing absolutely nothing, right?
Yeah.
And, I sat down, I asked the wife, like, hey, you want to watch this movie? And she's like, I don't know. And, I kind of, told her who was in it and what it might be about. And she's like, oh, that sounds like fun. So, it's got Captain America, boyfriend material. I'm sure Paul will tell you their real names. I'm just really bad with names when I get excited.
We're talking about Chris Evans.
It's just... Yes.
Well, they got this thing.
The
beauty.
What's his name?
Beautiful thing they have is IMDb, which you can Google.
I don't have time.
Oh, I got time. I got a phone right here.
The internet does not go fast enough for me.
Not another teen movie. It took 2 seconds. Look at that. We got. I apologize if I'm butchering the names here, but Kyler Lee, who plays Janie Briggs, Jamie Presley, who I I know she was.
Okay, you're talking about not another teen movie.
What are you talking
I
about?
thought you were talking about Gray Man at first.
Oh, you talking about Gray Man?
And then you said Janie Briggs, and I'm just like, oh no, I know that name.
Oh, I thought you were talking. For some reason, I thought you were still talking about not another teen movie. Yeah, Gray Man.
No, I moved on to the Gray Man.
Oh, my
I thought it was
God.
amazing.
Okay, yeah, Gray Man. We're talking about. Okay, that's not the Gray Man. What the hell? I spelled it wrong. The Gray Man. That's a different movie. Don't watch that one.
Proper. Are you spelling it in the Queen's English?
Yeah, so we got Ryan Gosling as Six, Chris Evans as Lloyd Hansen, which the greatest character of all time. Anna de Armas,
The greatest porn stash of all time.
Anna de Armas as Danny Miranda. She is blowing up right now, and I mean, I get it. I saw her in Knives Out, which brilliant film.
Yeah.
And she's awesome. And
That was good.
She was the standout in the last James Bond movie they had. She's really blowing up, and she's got a movie coming out soon that I'm really excited about on Netflix called Blonde, which is about Marilyn Monroe. And it's black and white. It looks fantastic. Billy Bob Thornton.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say, whenever I was watching it, I went into it completely blind. I only knew 2, maybe the 3 primary actors in the movie. And whenever his character popped up, I'm like, that's Billy Bob Thornton. What the hell?
There's some other great characters or actors in this. I will say the action was fun. The action always kept me really engaged. But I feel like the story could have taken... they could have written a few more. The script could have taken a couple more passes, I feel, but it's fine. I loved it. They're making a sequel, so it's obviously a hit.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were making a sequel.
Yeah. So
is it going to be called The Grayer Man?
The Grayish Man.
Grayish.
I hope they get Chris Evans back as Lloyd's long lost brother. With even bigger mustache.
His evil twin.
Yeah.
No. He's got no mustache, but he's got like the beard.
Oh.
Just like the Amish,
Perfect. So yeah, Gray Man. Good stuff. I'm glad you brought that up. I recently watched Strange New Worlds.
Thank you, Russo brothers.
I watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds all the way through. I got COVID and I was sick in bed watching it, and I'm so happy I did. That might be one of the...
How many episodes are in that?
I think only 8 to 10. It honestly was one of the best things Star Trek produced I've seen in a long time. And I'm a big Trekkie. I even went out of my way today, actually, and bought myself a Next Generation Enterprise model kit. So... I am a Trekkie. I am unapologetically a Trekkie. I even started watching the original series. I've never watched it all the way through. It's fun. Shatner's he's a piece of work. That guy. He's fun to watch. You can't deny that. But Strange New Worlds, man, I cannot recommend that enough. If you're a fan of Captain Pike, which... to be honest, he's never been really given his due as a captain until this show. And
really?
Yeah.
All right.
And a big deal for me was I was like really intrigued with the man who plays Spock in the show. And I was like, man, this guy's really good. He's got a deep voice. He has these mannerisms that Leonard Nimoy had, but he's not overdoing it, And something caught my eye about the guy. And I was like, what else has he been in, or what is he known for? What's his name? I looked it up, and sure enough, his name's Ethan Peck. He is Gregory Peck's grandson. That blew my mind. Gregory Peck's grandson is playing Spock. So
for everybody out there who doesn't know who Gregory Peck is,
yeah, Gregory Peck was, he's a classic actor. He would Kill a Mockingbird. So many films. The Omen. He's a great actor from back in the day. I'm struggling to find movies off the top of my head, but To Kill a Mockingbird's definitely one that comes off the top of my head. He was in Moby Dick, Cape Fear, the original and the reboot by Martin Scorsese. I mean, he's just he's one of the best. He's one of the greats. So to have his grandson playing Spock is just, that feels so awesome to me.
That's great. You know what? I haven't seen it, but it is on my list. It's actually at the very top of my list, so I am going to catch that here soon.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I definitely recommend that. And and I'm sorry, I don't want to take up any more of the time for this segment, but The Offer.
Why? They're here willingly.
Yeah, they're here as far as they know. The Offer.
As far as they know.
The Offer on Paramount Plus, which I caught because I was watching Strange New Worlds. The Offer is just so fun to watch. I can't express how much I'm into this show. It's about the making of The Godfather and what everyone went through. Dan Fogel from you've seen Fanboys, right?
Oh yes,
yeah. And he's,
yes, I have.
And of course, Fantastic Beasts. He's a really funny guy. He's playing Francis Ford Coppola in this show, and it's
wow.
brilliant. Miles Teller is the star. I cannot recommend this show more. I
gotta say, I do enjoy a movie with Miles Teller in it, like a show, movie, whatever. I do enjoy that guy's work.
You know, I caught Spiderhead on Netflix. He was really great in that too.
I did not enjoy that as much.
I had fun. I
thought it was fun.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. Like, I mean,
Chris
unfortunately,
Hemsworth...
the one thing it had working against itself is I watched The Gray Man the day before.
Oh, okay.
And then I watched Spiderhead, and
I kind of did that
was
too.
Just I set myself up for great expectations, and it was something different than what I expected, which isn't bad.
I just like I like the
movie.
thought-provoking stuff in it, and I thought Chris Hemsworth was brilliant. I mean, I always love him.
I enjoy the thought-provoking stuff, but it felt like it spent a little too long spinning its wheels.
No, maybe, yeah.
It did tension very well. Don't get me wrong, it did tension beautifully.
Yeah.
But it just, for me, it kind of missed the mark on a few things.
What's interesting to me is that you felt the same. It's kind of the opposite for Gray Man for me. You know, with you, it's like you overly enjoyed The Gray Man, whereas I was like, oh, it's fine. And Spiderhead was the opposite way with you, and it's like, that's just interesting. I love that.
Well, isn't that why you have me here?
Exactly.
I have to be your foil.
It's called contrast, Dan. Contrast.
Contrast. Yeah, okay.
So I got a couple of news items that I want to throw out there from today. Two of them I got from Deadline and one from The Wrap. I think you're really going to enjoy these. Okay. The first one, Super Pets has made $23 million at the box office. Super Pets.
We should call this segment Dan Don't Know.
Yeah, Dan don't know. Dan don't know.
Well, I could tell you, Dan don't know about Secret Life of Pets.
So, Secret Life of Super Pets, yes. Super Pets is, I don't know if you've seen the trailers or anything. It's the pets of superheroes. Keanu Reeves is playing Batman. And his dog is Kevin Hart.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the first.
That's going to be amazing.
That's the first thing I loved from seeing the trailer. The Rock is Crypto, and I believe Channing Tatum is Superman. I gotta look that up. I might be wrong about that, but
that's awesome.
Yeah. Super Pets. Let's see. Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That guy's everywhere. I'm sorry. No, John Krasinski is Superman, which is even better. I for me anyway.
I don't know. You don't want to picture like Superman having to moonlight as a stripper.
Well, I think
we'll call it Magic Clark.
You know what's funny though? I think Channing Tatum was Superman. I'm getting mixed up. He was Superman in the Lego Movie. So
gotcha.
So that's where the confusion came in. Kate McKinnon is playing the villain. It looks great. It looks fun. I'm not going to see.
Is the villain like a veterinarian?
I don't know. Why? What?
Well, it's the secret life of super pets. Does she have like? Is she gonna fix
Why are
crypto
you
with
calling
like
it-
kryptonite shears or something?
Why are you calling it that?
I don't know.
Jermaine Clement is playing Aquaman, and I'm very excited about that. I love that. I love that guy. Daveed Diggs is playing Cyborg. I love that man. That's gonna be good. So I might check that out. I can't see myself going to the theater to see it. I just don't want to deal with kids, being kids. The other news, these two are really fun. Max Headroom is returning with Matt Frewer. I think I said his name right. Were you a fan of Max Headroom when you were a kid?
Is that the weird guy that was on MTV?
Yeah.
No, I hated his stuttering.
Well, it's coming back, and you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
I know the thing of
the next segment's going to be called Dan Rages.
Dan Rages. I'm cool with things coming back as long as they're done well. Something that I recently watched that was really fun. I grew up loving Beavis and Butthead, and I annoyed the hell out of my mother doing the voices, the characters, and
I think we've all been there.
yeah. So what I finally did, again, Paramount Plus. I don't know what they're killing it. They released a new movie of Beavis and Butthead called Beavis and Butthead Do Space, and
it's Do the Universe, and Dan did know.
Do the Universe. Thank you. And Dan did know. Dan did know. Oh wow, new segment. Okay, so Dan.
I'd see Dan did know.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
Okay. Dan didn't watch. New segment. No.
Dan still don't know.
I could not stop laughing. It was just so funny. These characters are just so dumb and just fun to watch. Mike Judge he brings something really earnest to the stupidity of these characters, and just it fits so perfectly. And I just couldn't stop laughing at how stupid it was, and I don't regret it, not for a moment. And I even went back and watched Beavis and Butthead Do America, and I was like, oh, this is funny. This is stupid comedy done well.
I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Well, now Paramount,
especially when I was younger.
Yeah, and now Paramount's bringing back the characters for a whole new show.
Yep, Dan did know that too.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm personally excited about it. I know a lot of people. I can tell you off the top of my head, certain people that are like, "Oh my god, I can't fucking stand those characters." But I mean, that's the point, isn't it? So
yeah.
The last bit of news I have that I think you're really gonna love is tomorrow is the day George Jetson will be born. Did you know that? George?
I did not know that. Have we moved on to the
Dan
calendar?
did not know that. Okay, George Jetson.
Dan did not know that.
George Jetson will be born tomorrow. And that just blew my mind as well. So these are the things that happened in the world of entertainment. So, yeah, I know we got a little more time on here till we get to 60 minutes, because why not? Is there anything you want to bring up or any topics of interest?
Are you telling me that we have time for Dan Rage?
Yes, I think I know where this is going. Go ahead and rave about it, Dan. Rage about it. I know what you want to do.
No. I'm not gonna rage against the machine.
Rage against the Moulin.
Oh God, I hate that movie. Oh, I hate that movie so much.
For any listeners out there,
oh, I want to punch myself in the dick so much.
For any listeners out there,
I hate it.
I'll tell you, the movie that Dan loves more than anything in the universe is Moulin Rouge. If you want,
I hate it so much.
If you want to send him a gift card to watch the live show of Moulin Rouge, I do recommend it.
I would recommend it too, because I won't go and I'll save someone else from going. I'm doing a community service. Purchase all the tickets.
Are you telling me you would not show up just to disturb everyone at the play, at the show?
I see. I don't want to be a jerk. I don't want to do anything like that to impede their professionalism.
Oh, Dan.
I would feel bad, you know? Like, I do still
I'm
have
actually impressed.
something like a heart. It's dusty and it beats slowly, but it's there.
It's 2 beats a day. More than that, I am done. Now, you know, I personally loved Moulin Rouge. I might go see that next show next week. I'm sorry. It's going to happen.
I can't.
But
I
know,
can't.
there's something...
I don't understand why they did whatever the hell they did with that movie.
I'll say this.
I would rather sit there with my eyes held open with paint dripping and drying on them than watch that movie again.
Oh, nothing's ever changed. Ever since this movie came out, he's been saying this. It's great.
And you know what? The worst part is just about everybody in the movie, wonderful. The things I'm sure that the director has made besides that, all right. Like, I just can't.
Have you seen Elvis?
That was... Who?
Elvis.
No.
That's a Baz Luhrmann film.
Okay, well, as long as he's not... You know, is he singing Elvis' songs?
Yeah.
Well, then that's fine.
Well, to be,
I'm sure it's a beautifully done movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
This is like, you know, I was young and needed the money kind of decision making when you make a movie. That's what this movie was. It was just... It was my Star Trek Nemesis.
Oh, no.
It's so bad.
Oh, come on.
It's so bad.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
It was.
Oh.
And because I remember sitting there watching Star Trek Nemesis by myself thinking, yeah, I'm bored. I've got time. I'll watch this. And I spent the whole movie just yelling at the TV. You would think of people playing, like sitting there watching sports and somebody like fumbles the ball or, you know, they don't make a touchdown. Like, and I'm being very specific with football. Because who yells at the TV for baseball? Usually you're asleep. But, you know, like, you yell at the TV and you, come on, and the ref makes a bad call, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did during Star Trek Nemesis, is I just screamed and raged at the movie. Moulin Rouge just hurt me in a very, very dark place. Like,
show us where it touched you,
It made me need to... Exactly. It made me need to point on the doll. It was so bad.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Star Trek Nemesis, because I felt that the way you describe Moulin Rouge is the way I felt about Star Trek Nemesis. And I am a huge...
It makes you want to peel your eyeballs like grapes.
I am a huge TNG fan. Like, I grew up watching that show. I'm going to rewatch the entire show soon because I just want to. And that broke my heart. It really did. And
so I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
That was, and this is spoiler alert, I'm going to discuss something. If you haven't seen Star Trek Nemesis, good. Lucky for you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I'm about to save you a lot of heartache and tears.
Do you remember who plays the villain though?
Yeah, wasn't that the dude that plays his Venom?
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah, the clone of Picard.
Yeah. Shinzor, I think its name was. I don't remember.
Oh God! Did you say Chinzor?
Shinzen. All right.
Cold Sore. You know, whatever.
Johnny Shinzen. Johnny Shinzen. I don't know.
But it, like, I don't even remember where I was going with this. That movie is terrible too.
Okay.
Oh, I remember. So isn't that the one where Data's like basically gone the whole movie?
I do recall him dying. I do recall him.
Yeah, he was the luckiest one.
On that note, we're going to call this the end of the podcast. Because this, it might turn into a Star Trek podcast.
This isn't healthy.
Where we just talk about the terrible Star Trek things that have happened in our lives.
Dude, I am totally in. All right, so the next episode, we should definitely just make a trash episode.
I would love that.
Like, let's go dumpster diving.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great.
But hey, you made it to the end of the podcast. Good job.
All right, good for you.
Right on. I'm proud of you. Yeah.
Your check.
Woo.
Your check's in the mail. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We will name it eventually. If if you have any ideas for the name of the podcast, let us know.
Yeah, please. Email, mail, skywriting.
Email somebody. No, you can
someone send it to your mom. She'll let us know.
Where can people find you, Dan? Can they find you online anywhere to follow you?
I am on. I do have some random works on Instagram. I'm Theodore Bear Dog. I also am Theodore Bear Dog on Facebook. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's just two different places to be able to go and see some of the things I do. I get into a lot of 3D printing and,
fun,
random stuff.
Cool. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff at Paul Allen Dixon. I also have my websites. I thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And Dan,
seriously, we love
you. Dan loves you. Dan loves you, the podcast. We will definitely be making more of these. I had a blast. I hope you did too, Dan.
Absolutely. I hope to see you guys later. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Bye.